Hello everyone! Today we are going to be talking about one of the weirdest doll lines I've ever heard of, the My Twinn dolls. Now I discovered this through TikTok. I can't remember which account, there's a couple accounts that have been talking about it, but if you want a sort of shorter video about it, I'd go over to TikTok. Anyway, let's get into it. These dolls were invented in 1993 by a man of John Kurtica, if I think I'm saying that right, who had a daughter who wanted the doll to look more like her than dolls on the other markets, and so he decided to create the My Twinn line. Now they retailed for around $150 at the time, and they were completely customizable. You could send in a photo of your child and choose a face mold, eye color, skin tone, hair color, hair texture, hair length, and even the outfits that could match you to your doll. Now, from the beginning, these dolls were called copycats because they were so similar to American Girl's newfound Just Like You dolls. They even came in a box, which to me looks very similar to the American Girl boxes. Now, although these dolls are 23 inches rather than the standard 16 inches, they were still very similar to American Girl. Now here are some of the first dolls, which looked more like baby dolls more than the dolls we're used to, which look more like your 5 to 6 year old girl. Each one had a sign on the foot saying My Twinn, very similar to the created doll that we have with American Girl nowadays. Unlike American Girl, these dolls had an almost fully posable body. All of that plush stuff you see there has wires in it, so you could move it for them to sit, for them to point, for them to do just about anything. They also had ankle articulation, so for some reason if you wanted their feet to point in different directions, they could do that as well. I also just wanted to point out how freakishly tall these dolls are. Here is one next to a child who's probably about 3. They are so tall and it is so creepy. Here is one next to an American Girl and oh my god, they freak me out. Now, unlike American Girl, they did have customizable boy dolls with their own line of outfits that you could match your dolls with. This was very revolutionary at the time, seeing as most doll lines didn't have boy dolls, and if they did, they were like Ken, kind of just a side piece to the girls. These dolls even had a doll hospital with a whole booklet you could get that told you, how to care for your dolls. Very, very similar to American Girl. Now in fall of 1997, they released a collection of sort of bitty baby-like dolls. These ones were not customizable, but they had many different options with their own names that you could get to look like your child. These were sadly retired in 2003. In the beginning, the My Twinn dolls were praised for their amount of details. They had a lot of attention to detail when it came to face molds and eyelashes and making it look exactly like your child. As time went on and they had more people buying their dolls, they started to look less and less like the kid. And people didn't like this. I mean, if you're paying probably an equivalent to like $300 for a doll, you would want it to look like your child, and so people started to buy them less and less until they went out of business in 2016. Of course, they're not around today, and I don't think they would last even if they tried to bring them back because we have so many options for dolls now, especially with American Girl's Create Your Own and of course the ever-growing Truly Me line. What these dolls are mostly remembered for today is how creepy they are. Now, some of them are very cute, like that redhead that we just showed. That one is adorable, but there is definitely an uncanny valley with some of these dolls. Now, I'm not calling the children they're based off of ugly, because they're not, but the dolls themselves, oh boy, they are creepy. And they also suffer from what some of the earlier American Girls had with the eye problem that turns red or silver. Although most of these turn red rather than silver, and it is creepy. Now, despite these dolls being wildly popular throughout the 90s and the 2000s, it seems like a lot of people have forgotten about them. Despite there being hundreds of videos about them, it seems like most people either don't remember them or had forgotten about them. They're not that easy to find on the secondhand market, although you can find some of them for a reasonable price, around $50, seeing that they haven't kept the value that they once had. Now, what are your thoughts on these dolls? I'd love to know. They're hard to find information on, so of course this video is a bit shorter. There was a couple sites I found that I will link in the description below, but other than that, they're really hard to find information about. Did you have one? I was a bit too young to have one, but I would have probably hated it. I love all dolls, but these ones are really creepy to me. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!